This is the spoiler discussion for the movie Obsession. If you've seen the movie Obsession and you want to hear spoilers, this is the place to be. If you have not seen the movie and you want to stay away from spoilers, just pause it here, come back later. If you haven't seen the movie and you don't care about spoilers, you just want to hear, more thoughts about the movie in general, keep listening. All right. So what's a big spoiler? Probably the gory scene we were discussing, I would say.
Car.
In the car is probably the I think it's the moment where he completely gives up on the idea that he can manage this.
Yes, throughout the movie, I mean, he makes this wish.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately she starts acting weird.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We learn, like, immediately he makes the wish, she's just kind of hanging out. She's doesn't want to leave him. They have that first night together where, like, every time she tries to kiss him, she just screams and recoils.
Yeah.
Which made me jump every time she did that. It was so, like, it was so jarring and done so well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, throughout the movie, she's getting more obsessed. She's making these huge, meltdowns in public. His friends are alienating him because they don't want to be around her.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting more violent with the self-harm. But you're right. All through this, he was like, hey, that's not cool. Hey, you can't do that. Don't stab yourself. Like, it's not cool for you to duct tape me into this house. Like, he's just trying to, like, be chill about the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, then he realizes once she bashes in the friend's head into the steering wheel violently, right? It's not just like a one hit. It is. Well, she holds a brick to the steering wheel, right?
She holds a brick to the steering wheel, so she'll have something to smash the girl's face against.
And just keeps smashing her head in, and he's just sitting there, like,
horrified,
blood spraying on him.
Yeah.
As she hits him 7 less times than the MPA thought was acceptable.
It's interesting too that, like, before that happens, she has like, the party scene already happened, right? Which is the first
she already
time
like, stabbed herself.
Yeah, the first time she's like hurt herself over this.
Which we can
obsession.
talk. I think that goes back to the Jekyll Hyde thing. We can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So there's like moments that are non-violent where he should have pulled out of this. You know what I mean? He should have realized this is already out of his control. But I think he thinks he can manage it until, and he when she hurts herself at the party, that should have been his signal that, like, this is already out of his hands. But he's too selfish. You know what I mean? He's just too selfish to really do anything about it. And maybe a little, like, dazed, maybe, to really process, like, where this could go. Now, not only her continuing to hurt herself, but hurt other people in the process.
Right.
And then I think when the scene in the car is when he finally gives it up, that this is completely out of his control. Yeah, I mean, he does a lot of things wrong over the course of the movie, but probably one of the chief sins is not realizing much earlier where this could go and trying to find a way to stop it. Now, the movie sets up that, like, there's no way to stop it other than killing
that's the thing.
yourself.
There is no off ramp, and I mean, killing himself, is the off ramp, right? So, not that I'm not gonna say, oh, he's a coward for not killing himself, because I don't think anyone would willingly, that's a pretty big ask. But I do agree that he thinks he can manage the situation through most of the movie. Like he knows he's stuck. But he also thinks, oh, I can figure this out, right? Yeah. This will work out if I can just, talk to her and do X, Y, Z. But then he realizes that's a pipe dream, that he can't manage his way out of this situation.
Do you recall when he makes the call to the Whistling Willow or whatever it was called company? Is that, like, after the party or before the party? I don't remember.
I thought that was after the party, or was that after she stood in the house all day and, like, soiled herself? I feel like that it wasn't that early. I think maybe it was after the party when she started harming herself.
Yeah. Like the early scenes after the obsession wish, I would say, like when they're kissing and she recoils. Yeah. As an audience member, I understand why you wouldn't see that and immediately be like, how does he not know it's the wish?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think like putting myself in that person's shoes, I'm not sure if I was blinded by this crush, I would say, if I could really make a 1-to-1 on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I've many years ago dated girls who had a crush on and then expressed that crush and then it was returned reciprocally. And I'm not sure if that return would have been, again, putting myself in the environment of this world, the movie that the movie presents. I'm not sure I would have been able to recognize it immediately. I'm not sure her coming back to the car and being interested after she says before the wish, "Do you like me?"
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would have been able to really suss that. When she recoils after they kiss, that's clue 1, but I'm not sure I would have 100% been able to predict the future here and like immediately say, oh, this is the wish. This has nothing to do with her actually liking me. Because I know like when you're in those relationships that early, it's called the honeymoon period for a reason.
Right. Yeah. It's that high of like, oh, this person likes me. And yeah.
Right. So I feel like he's towing a line. The character is towing a line there as far as like what he should know, what he should infer from these things versus like what is completely obvious to somebody who's like morally centered at that given moment. It's later, right after that, where things like just start happening, where you're just like, come on, bro. Well, like you're just being selfish at this point. You're intentionally not recognizing this.
Right. I think like the dinner would be the first big clue, right? They go out to dinner. Okay, he says, "Oh, I want to do this thing without you," and then that's when she kind of like loses it, makes a big scene, and is there was there a montage in this movie of them like kind of together after that first night where she's all weird, and then she's like, "Oh, I was on drugs. I'm sorry. My dad's dying. We're all fine." Was there then like a montage of them like just in a relationship for a couple days?
Yeah. Did
Okay,
you miss
so
that?
like, no, I saw it, but I was just trying to figure out like so what was?
I don't think it's a couple days. I think it's months.
Were things? You think it was months? Were things normal for months and then they got weird?
They're normal because they both retreated from their friends groups and just spent time together.
You thought those months?
All of those scenes are them. Just them together, not at parties, not out in the public. You know what I mean? It's them at home.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll buy weeks, maybe.
Fine. Weeks. It's just not 2 or 3 days. You know what I mean?
So you're thinking that like for a couple of weeks, if there was just them together living in this honeymoon period, everything seemed fine.
He's getting off on the attention from her.
Yes.
And intentionally not letting him go there with the idea that this is just the wish.
Right. Okay.
From my perspective, other people might have different opinions on where the character's at that point, but that's how I saw it. I think probably in the back of his brain, he knows that like this is wish related and not a real thing, but it's just the dopamine, the benefits he's getting.
Yep.
Because of this makes it he's just choosing to ignore it because he's getting what he wants.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even if it's not real at the end of it, which is weird because it is real in a sense.
It's real in a sense that so this movie presents it as the girl before the wish is still inside her body. Right? Like her consciousness is still there. It's almost like she's living a waking nightmare. Right? Where it's all like the wish consciousness has taken over. And so the person that the world is now interacting with is the wish controlling the body. Right? But the woman herself is still in that body, kind of seeing what's happening. And like that was a big part of the horror, and that's why you see her like recoil every so often, or she'll kind of like snap and like, what's going on? And eventually you see her like stab herself. And that's kind of, I feel like that's her body reaching out to like stop it, you know?
I almost felt the self-harm was like two-toned.
Okay.
I saw it as exactly what you said. It's her real self rejecting the wish version of herself that she can't control. And also the wish version is extremely manipulative.
Yeah,
They will do anything to keep this person in their life. And not that everybody who self-harms is doing it for that reason, but it's definitely something that people do to keep people around as they threaten to hurt themselves. They, you know, that's probably why I give early him a little bit of benefit of the doubt, is like a lot of these behaviors before they get violent and the extreme versions of them are things you hear about that exist in toxic relationships.
Yeah.
When one person's more invested than the other. And so I think that's why I give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt early. Again, there are moments in this movie where you're like, dude, this is obvious to anyone. You are just being selfish at this point because you know this isn't real.
Yeah, you think I actually wonder, is the turning point when she just stood in the doorway all day waiting for him?
I think the turning point for me, if I was in this situation, I feel like she adequately explained the recoiling the first time they kissed.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
I could see, again, putting myself in that situation, because I want to, buying that explanation. The moment she stands in the corner to watch you sleep.
God, that was scary.
Knowing that I snapped a thing and a lot of things changed on a dime.
Yeah.
I think that should have been the moment you make the phone call to the toy manufacturer. You know what I mean? That's the moment where you're like, this is not explainable anymore.
Yeah.
No matter what she says, this is no longer explainable. Yeah. I also liked how the movie seemed like he was giving him the benefit of the doubt throughout until his friend confronts him and is like, bro, she's off the path. You know what I mean? This is not normal relationship stuff. Everybody knows she wasn't that into you. Why is this happening so fast? It's clear that she's going through something. Yeah.
Yep.
So there are definitely like signals that he should have seen on his own, and also other people are like putting right in front of him, and he's just choosing to ignore it. So I'm not making excuses for him. I'm just trying to, understand where the character was when certain things happened. So, I mean, it's a weird movie about consent too. We didn't really talk about that in the main review, but like the idea of consent, the idea of like, the Hollywood cliche, be careful what you wish for, is like at the root of like why all these things are happening. But the social commentary that's injected into that, I think was just probably why the movie is touching so many people.
Right. There is one scene of them having sex.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like she's just kind of laying there. They don't linger on it. It's not like the main thesis of this movie. There's not multiple scenes of like them, intimate. But I remember that one scene. It didn't really seem like she was participating in the activities. He seemed to be doing everything, and she was just kind of laying there.
Comes pretty deep in the obsession, and she's not participating through most of the movie. Right.
But also the idea that she's kind of this shell that just is there to obsess over him. That feels,
It's not about the sex for her.
No.
I'm not even sure it's about it for him at that point.
Yeah. It's, again, they didn't, it's only the one scene. They don't really get into the sexual side of this relationship, which is okay. It doesn't have to be that movie, but there's definitely that consent aspect to it.
I also think it's interesting that like she did come back to the car and say, "Do you like me?" Right? Doesn't she leave the car and come back
before the wish?
Yes. And he just does not have the balls to say yes because he's afraid that she's going to reject him. And in my experience, girls don't ask you that unless they want to know.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They find other ways to tell you they're not interested. They don't ask you that because they want to reject you to your face. You know what I mean? If they're a good person, I've never been around a person or like heard of anybody being asked by somebody else to give them their feelings. If that's not on some level what they're okay with, even if they're not like 100% into it, they're okay with you telling them. Otherwise, they wouldn't have asked. And so even if she was going to reject him, she wouldn't have asked if she wasn't going to be cool about it. And so I think like the fallout from that moment, which leads him to making the wish and it being a be careful what you wish for situation. Again, this quagmire where he just like gets himself in a situation that's completely unredeemable is just because he doesn't have the balls to answer her basic question.
And I think that what makes him more of like the coward in this movie
100%
is because going into I thought, oh, he's gonna say I like you, and she's like, oh, you're a great friend, you know, he's gonna be rejected and then make the wish. But he doesn't even like get rejected. He's just too much of a coward to say how he feels. He's too happy with the potential of it than the reality of it.
100%.
Yeah.
Anything else before we talk about the ending?
I mean, I will say that let's get into the ending. This movie, because I felt like anything could happen, it felt so unsafe. I really thought we were going into like Misery territory,
where she was just going to torture him to death.
I was expecting to find him like hobbed, or maybe with his legs chopped off in a bed, because obviously she became this object of desire of her, right? The wish is love me more than anything else in the whole world. So I was waiting for her to be like, you keep leaving me, you keep doing this, now you're here with me forever. It didn't go there. I'm okay with that. I was scared that we were gonna get like, okay, now he's gonna be strapped to a bed being tortured. So
yeah, I'm glad they didn't go there, because I think at that point it wouldn't have made what he did any less reprehensible, but it would have made him more sympathetic,
more of a victim.
Right. I liked the idea that the way the movie ends, just for those of you that haven't seen it, is things get completely out of control. 2 of his friends die. And it's just him and her in his apartment. And he realizes something that he was told an hour ago in the movie's runtime, that the only way to stop this is for him to kill himself, essentially. For him to remove himself from the planet. And he accepts that's the only way to do this, but he's still a coward. So he tries to with a gun, can't do it, takes some pills at the last minute, tries to vomit them, but it's too late. But it's too late. The pills take him. Meanwhile, he's trying to figure out a workaround with the wish to see if somebody else can wish her to not be quite so obsessed with him. You know what I mean? Type of thing. And she pops the wish and wishes for him to be as obsessed with her as she is with him.
Yes.
And so right about the time that they're equally obsessed with each other, he dies. And then she snaps out of it, becomes her old self in the middle of death and destruction, and is probably traumatized for the rest of her life because of what he did.
And she's responsible for 2 murders
that she will have a hard time explaining
away. Right. Even if she can't explain those away, like she's right. The movie ends with her back to herself, just completely traumatized by, because again, she was aware of everything happening. There's that scene where she's asleep, and in her sleep, she's talking to him being like, hey, it's me. Please kill me. Like she's begging to be killed.
Yeah. It's her subconscious speaking.
Right. Yeah. And then, at that point he's just like, no, it's fine. He kind of gets scared. That's the true cowardice. I think an important detail you maybe missed or glossed over. Yeah. So he's in the bathroom. He takes the pills. At the last minute, he chickens out again. He's going to make himself vomit. Before he can do that, though, she then makes the wish.
Interesting. I did not notice that.
Oh, okay. Yes. So I noticed that he's about to like make himself vomit, to chicken out, to be like, I can't kill myself. So he was prepared to see this through to whatever that meant.
Another cowardly act.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's her making the wish that actually causes him to die, because then he can't vomit. Then he dies over ODs. She snaps out of it, and it's misery for her.
Interesting. I like that even better than what I had my memory of it, for sure.
Yeah. The other thing, this all happened. I will say the ending kind of happened quickly, because they're in the apartment. The friend shows up. Chekhov's gun is already there. Someone in the first act is like, "Oh, by the way, my dad's got a gun in the office." I go, keep that in mind. So he gets home, and there is a body like on a chair, right? And then you kind of see her J-whoring in the background.
Not the body, but the girlfriend. The
girlfriend. Here's what I thought was going on at first. And then I realized. At first, I thought that body on the chair was like the body of the girlfriend. And then the thing J-whoring in the background, like the wish had finally escaped the body. And that was like an actual monster. Is the body on the chair the girl who got her head bashed in?
Yes.
Okay.
At least that's how I read it.
That made more sense. Like, as I thought about it, I'm like, okay, no, obviously this is not some like supernatural thing has left the body. But at first I was, again, because I thought anything could happen in this movie, I was prepared for, okay, great. The wish has left the body now, and now it's just going to crawl on the walls behind him. So.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about it, but the $1 billion moment was very funny.
It was. I love his counters. I wish for $1 billion. He just like so throws, because his friend is begging him, like, you must make this wish for me, and
he's like, it's not gonna work, this is garbage, and then he just nonchalantly snaps it and says that.
I kind of wish he got buried in the money. Like I wish, like,
I thought the same
thing. $1 billion and
maybe
bricks dropped on his head or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, he did survive that money, because the money literally falls out of the sky on him. But anyway, that would have been a funny moment, but they needed to have that gun come into play, I guess. So
yeah, I kind of needed that moment right before we go kind of into the finale.
His like little $1 billion joke,
just like a moment of relevant reprieve.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not sure the money falling on him is the same as him knocking on the door, excited about the fact that he has $1 billion, and then running in and immediately getting shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think they played it out better than, dropping a whatever the weight of $1 billion would be.
I see, on him and like crushing him. You're right. Yeah.
Right.
Because he's being showered by money while the boyfriend's just like screaming in agony, like, no, I can't believe you, like, my one moment here. So,
so he must have bought more than one, right?
I think he bought a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Because
that's probably in the movie. I just didn't, I didn't perceive it. Because it's kind of a traumatizing movie as you watch it. Like, the characters are being traumatized, and like, not like serious long-term trauma, but in the moment. Another thing that's weird about this movie is, like, I understand reprehensible things are happening in this movie due to the actions of one character, but I cannot stress enough, I like all these people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like what he's doing, but like, I feel like he's an innocent person who became not innocent. You know what I mean? He's like, your typical horror movie is like, they're just clearly evil versus good. And this movie blurs that line a lot. And I mean, I don't necessarily feel bad for him. I just understand how somebody could get there. Same reason why people like obsess over girlfriends and then end up killing them. Like, it's crazy. Knock on wood, never in my lifetime. Nobody I know ever. You know what I mean? But it does happen.
Right. Yeah. People start to see a partner as an object.
Right.
And not a person. And an object you can dispose of.
And we're talking about this. We're having this talk before we talk about Over Your Dead Body, but there are parallels.
There are yes. I mean, Over Your Body is not as intense as this movie, but it's definitely similar. Of is this person an object to me? Can I control this person?
For sure.
Yeah.
But what'd you think of the finale? Was it too fast for you, or too dark? I don't know.
I think the ending is fitting. It's a dark ending that, she snaps out of it and now is traumatized by this horror, and it's just her wailing at the end.
And he kind of gets out of it.
He kind of gets out of it. Yeah. He kind of gets off from it all. I think having him kill her would have been too dark.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's darker, her coming back to her normal self and realizing all the destruction ahead of her, behind her, or him killing her. They're both dark endings.
I don't think he could have killed her. He's too much of a coward.
Yeah. So I think the ending we got made the most sense with the characters we had.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it was a little just pacing wise, the finale was a little fast.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, it
did run there for sure.
Yes. Right. I mean, especially with the friend busting in and being like, it worked, and then getting shot right away. He's like, okay, we dispatched him pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Considering that the other girl got her head bashed in for 30 seconds.
For sure.
And can we talk about the mannequin they used for the head bashing? Because that was pretty grisly also.
I heard an interview where they said it was two staged hits from the actress, and then they swapped the body.
I heard that they had two bodies, one for some mutilation and one for lots of mutilation.
But the actress herself hit her head against that brick, which was foam.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
twice before they cut to those body doubles or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also read that the actress, the girlfriend, wore a motorcycle helmet with her hair on it. Because you remember, she kind of headbutts her way through the window.
Sure.
It was Sugar Glass, obviously, but
it's we didn't talk about it enough, but she is so good in this movie.
She's so good in this.
It's such a perfect performance for what they needed.
Because when you first meet her, you're like, oh yeah, I can see how anyone could have a crush on this girl.
She's strong-willed,
ambitious,
flirty.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see how any guy would be like, okay, she's great. I love her. How great is she then?
Yeah.
But then once the wish kicks in, and how she's able to turn it on a dime. We talked multiple times about her recoiling from that kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Which, she recoils so hard, it's a jump scare. It's not like she's like, oh, she
mm-hmm.
screams and jumps backwards. And you're like, that is, as movie making, that's impressive. As acting, that is commitments to
sure,
go there. So,
yeah. And I think it's a combination of her and the director just being completely on the same page with how long to hold a creepy smile, how to deliver things in a disturbingly staccato way versus getting super animated about something. It just it felt like whenever they had the opportunity to do it one way, which was normally the way I expected it to go, they just went a different way with it. And that subversion made me not trust the movie fairly early on, and that's why I was uncomfortable watching it.
I think we both said it so many times, we did not trust this movie at all, that we were gonna that is going to be conventional whatsoever. So.
For sure. Okay. Anything else on Obsession?
No, but I'm glad we saw it.
I'm glad I saw it too. I would have watched it at home probably if it wasn't to discuss it on the podcast. And I'm glad I saw it in a theater.
Yeah, I think it was better in the theater. So it's still out there. Go see it in the theater.
Sure, as long as you've listened to this and all the caveats fit in your sensibilities.
Yeah, right.
It's another one I just can't recommend to too many people in my life because I know there's just certain content in it that they're going to be they're not going to see the artistry in it. They're only going to see that. And that's fair. You just have to be a specific person, I think. Maybe not even a specific person, just I don't know.
I think both you and I had the buy-in of obviously we're into movies and this is a buzz about movie. So it's okay, it's a horror movie. We all kind of knew it's going to be intense. But for us, we can do that. We can put aside the intensity to experience this.
Mm-hmm.
I think for a casual person who's just oh, I need to see a movie. This is not a casual movie to go see.
I'm kind of glad I saw it at 9:30 in the morning because I think if I had seen it at 10:30 at night in a theater full of people, I would have had a hard time sleeping that night.
Oh yeah, I left the theater and it was like 6:30 and light outside. I was like, oh, thank goodness. It's bright, it's sunny.
Sure.
I can go home and see my family. It's not like I'm gonna go home and it's dark and have to go to bed and stew on this movie. So
Right, definitely.
wonder what's in the corner watching me sleep.
All right, Kyle. Before we go, are you sticking with that 4?
Yeah, I think 4 is a pretty good assessment of this movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sticking with my
Yourself,
4.5 as well. I don't know what keeps it from a 5, but maybe that little lull in the middle, which might be because the ending is just so accelerated. Maybe it's not as lully as I remember it being, but I don't know.
I would say once the woman's head gets bashed in, then it doesn't really stop again.
Yeah. Right before that too, before she does like the first act of self-harm, when they're at the party, when she's standing behind the other girl, I thought for sure she was gonna snap that girl's neck.
I thought you could do the same thing. but again, like that was the moment of dark comedy, because it's like they're playing like Jenga and it's like kiss the person to your left, and they cut to the girlfriend and she just has like this pathetic pouty face. That it's so exaggerated that I kind of chuckled at that face because it was so like, oh, I don't like this at all.
Right.
But then she just walks calmly over behind her. I'm like, she's just gonna kill her right here.
Right, in front of all these people.
But instead they take the comedic route and they have her like drag the chair away. It's all very slow, and then she sits down next to him and it's like, okay, kiss me now.
Yeah.
But then brings it up later in the movie too. Like it's like later she's like, she was to your left. You were going to kiss it, like it's, I don't know. It's clever.
Did you, I know we have said we're done with this, but do you think that the friend, the one that got killed with the steering wheel, do you think she was into him?
Oh, 100%.
Me too.
Yeah. I think they even said that at the beginning of the movie. Cause like he was talking to his friend, right? He's at the beginning of the movie, he's practicing like on a waitress. He's going to practice hitting on, or telling his friend how he feels, this girl. And then his buddy's there with him, and his buddy's like, hey, that so-and-so actually likes you. So like, he knows that this other girl likes him too, but no, he wants this one, he has to have this girl. He can't have the other girl. So it's funny. He's friend zoned this girl and is being friend zoned possibly by the girl he actually wants. And it's just like, come on, dude.
Yeah. The whole movie was a big come on, dude.
It really was. Like, come on, man. Just chill.
All right. That's it for spoilers for Obsession. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.